Watching Kyle's unboxing videos again?
Yeah, he always finds the coolest... No way! A robot dog? Gotta ask where he got it.
Or use your Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra. Just draw a circle around the dog on your screen, and it shows you where to buy it right in the app.
Whoa, I just learned a new trick. And that for once, I beat Kyle to the next big thing.
Circle it, find it with the new Galaxy S24 Ultra and circle the search with Google. Get yours now at Samsung.com. Internet connection required. Results may vary based on visuals.
ABCs. Welcome to the Bare Naked ABCs, where we discuss every Bare Naked Ladies song from 7 to Y. And now we know why.
Yes, I know why.
It's not because we love you, but we do. We do love you, but that's not why. Joining me tonight, I have Betsy and Heidi. Thank you, ladies, for joining me.
Hey there.
Thank you very much. It's lovely to be here with everybody tonight.
Yes.
You're very agreeable.
Yes, I am.
Yes, I understand that.
Yes.
But we don't have Aaron. I think he's on the lamb.
I thought he was on a goat. Oh, right, the lamb.
Usually he's on a horse, but today he's on the lamb.
I'm on a horse.
But tonight's song we will be discussing is Yes, Yes, Yes. And if you have never heard it before, here is a quick sample.
Enough is enough is enough is enough is enough is enough is enough again. I called you bluff because you think you're so tough because you can make enemies out of friends. I am getting sleepy, I'm in your command. Yes, 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 I understand. Yes, 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 I understand.
Aaron is not here, so I can't really torture him by what album this was supposed to be on, but I'm pretty sure he would have gotten this one because it very much sounds like an Everything to Everyone song.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes, it does.
But it wasn't on E2E. It was taken off, and instead it was recorded, but it was never mixed for E2E. And then they did put it on Stop Us If You've Heard This One Before, their Rarities album. But they also, and I didn't know this until this week when I was looking it up, actually had it on the B side of the UK celebrity single.
Really?
They do things different over in the UK.
They got a plus out of that one.
They've got meters, they've got different songs.
Crazy.
And no, that's Debbie Boone.
No, crazy is Patsy Cline.
Patsy Cline, thank you. Yes.
Crazy. I always do Patsy Cline at karaoke because I love that.
And also on the DVD,
I love that behind the scenes stuff
version of this. If you got the extended version that had both the CD and the DVD, it had Yes, Yes, Yes on the DVD version as an extra, as well as a special segment where they're playing it in the studio, but they're not playing it in the studio. They're in the control room with all the dials and digits and everything. And Ed's sitting there and playing the guitar, and they're listening to the playback of it while playing it. It was actually pretty cool to watch. If you watch that behind the scenes stuff, they talk about why this wasn't on the album. They recorded 19 songs for this album.
Wow.
And they planned on only putting out 12.
They said no, yes, yes, yes.
Or 13. They ended up with 14. But the way they went about deciding what was going to be on the album and what wasn't was by taking votes. And some of them had as high as 8. I guess the people in the studio also got to vote. But Yes, Yes, Yes only got 2 votes.
Yeah, he talked about it in Live from Home, so he seemed to have a lot of
Yeah.
faith in the song.
As did Statue of Los Angeles. Only got 2 votes. And both Kevin and Steven were the 2 that voted for both of those songs. I feel very bad. Matter of fact, Steven said that he was very sad to have the song not on the album because
Yeah.
lyrically it was one of the centerpieces of the record. And he felt it was a driving force of how he felt the record it should be and what it was meant to be. Yeah, no, and I mean, Steven has played it 10 times on Live from Home. He likes this song a bit.
I like the song. It kind of reminds me a bit of what's the opening track on that album?
Celebrity?
Huh? No, that's not what I meant. Shoot, not the opening track. The one that I always thought should be the opening track.
Maybe Katie?
I don't remember.
Second Best?
Maybe Second Best. It kind of has that kind of sound to it to me, I think. It might be that one. Not the opening, yeah. But I think it's a worthy song for the album. Because I've heard it many times before. Because I don't know if I first heard it on the Stop If You've Heard Before album. Because I remember how hard this song was to like remember the lyrics to, because of the inflection and the rhyme scheme, because it's not common. And speaking of which, as far as the chordal breakdown, no, it's not happening. There is nothing. I couldn't find any sheet music. I couldn't find any, like, it's yikes is what it is. So,
well, it is possible, Heidi, that you heard them play this live, because it is very possible. During this tour, they played it live almost every single night, even though it wasn't on the album. And they've played this in concert 27 times. Now, what I find odd is they've played this 7 times during the 2017 tour.
Well, it's an older song by then.
Really?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's an older song, but Steve's not with them at that
Yeah,
point.
and he was one of the proponents, so it must, maybe Kevin was pushing it, or I said maybe they just had a change of heart.
Maybe they had half a heart.
Do you guys know who wrote this song?
Was it Vern, Page, and Robertson?
Was it? I thought it was a Paige Robertson song, is it?
And Hearn.
No, it's Hearn, Page, and Robertson.
Add a little Kevin to the mix.
And
That's probably why I was pushing for it.
Yeah. What's interesting is that 4 of the songs that are on this, 4 out of the 5 songs on this album that are Hearn, Steven, and Ed that they wrote together have this exact topic. So all the political ones on this album are Hearn, Page, and Robertson, except for Unfinished, which is just a different
Everything is
So I agree with Steve. Like, thematically, I'm surprised this isn't on there either, because this is what Hearn, Kevin, Steven, and Ed were writing about on this album.
Yeah.
And my thought was what they should have done. We'll get into resequencing later on. I have a whole episode that I have planned for us around resequencing all the albums and discussing what we want to put on and take off. But like he said, this was supposed to be a centerpiece of the record. And, I definitely think that this song should have either been like the finisher or the opening song.
Yeah, it's a great jam for an opening.
Yeah.
And I would have taken those other songs that are similar, like Celebrity, Shopping, and Second Best, and I would have put them near each other on the album to make that theme really obvious. Like, here's this grouping of songs, here's this grouping of songs. I mean, we kind of have that on the newest B&L album. I think it would have worked really well for this album.
I think you're right.
Yeah, but they don't necessarily make the songs easy for us, though, do they? They like to, have contrasting lyrics and, you know, tone of music and things like that. So,
We'll have to see. We'll have to, when we come to the resequencing step, we'll have to come to a decision about what we're doing there and see what everyone thinks. But for now, let's talk about the music. Heidi, you want to give us a little bit of a breakdown?
Well, I can say yes. That in this case, unlike your traditional ABAB verse chorus form, in this case, they, Kevin, Stephen, and Ed, do a verse 1, verse 2, verse 3, then this chorus, but the chorus is very, very, very short.
Repetition of suspicion takes a line and makes it.
Oh, see,
Sorry.
you count that as the chorus.
I count that as this mini chorus because it's the only thing I can make sense of, because verse 1, 2, and 3 come, and then you have that little like 2-line or 1-sentence 2-line mini thing, and then you have verse 4, which goes back into the nearer and nearer and nearer and nearer and nearer and nearer to our demise. So then you get verse 4, and then you get that little tag. It's more of a tag than a chorus, so it's very, very interesting because the end, I love the way they use the end tag on this, where it brings it down and goes into like the heavens with it. Makes it true. It's lovely.
Oh, see, I was thinking of that as like the bridge and outro, and I was thinking of yes, 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 I understand as the chorus.
Yes, 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 I understand that still would only be 1 line or 2 lines. I don't see that as the chord. I kind of see it as the tag on the end, but who knows? Because there's nothing that's long enough to be a traditional chorus in this.
No.
Because the verse, the bulk of the verse, like enough is enough is enough is enough, all the way through. I am getting sleepy. I'm in your command. Yes, 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 I understand. That's why I don't think that could be a chorus, because you wouldn't end the verse with I'm in your command. You have to go in. Yes, yes, I understand. Yes, 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 I understand. But so I don't know. That's debatable right there.
And this song might not even have a chorus. Like, to me, the repetition of suspicion thing feels more like
it's like
a tag. Like
it is like a little tag or a mini chorus or whatever we want to call it. But you're right. It is a little different.
And I almost want to think I want to say that that's the part that Kevin is most responsible for. Like, that sounds like a Kevin line.
Yeah, it does.
And I love that line. That's one of my favorite lines in this song, and one of my favorite B&L lines of all time. It's a very interesting layout for the song. I mean, it sounds like a simple enough song, but at the same time, it's got some cool complexities in there, especially where you have this rocker that's going on, and all of a sudden you get to this outro, bridge, tag, whatever you want to call it, where it just like mellows out.
There's something in this song that reminds me of something else, and I can't nail it down, but I think you might have it. It's this section right here. Hold on. This section right here. This reminds me of something else. That little section right there. Is that something from Snack Time? Oh my gosh. It's driving me crazy every time. It's actually something from like it's a kid's song. It's not Bare Naked Ladies. I've heard it on like the kids, there's a kids channel on that Noah used to listen to nonstop. Not the Disney Kids channel, but there's another one that's on Sirius XM.
Nick Jr.
It's on Sirius XM, and it's a kids channel. But there's a song every time, and this.
I wonder if it's just like a really common chord progression, and that's why it's.
Well, it is, but it's got a similar sound to it. It'll come to me in the middle.
I was going to say, the more that we think about it, the more it's going to push it away. Well,
you'll shoot up at 3 a.m. in your bed and be like, it's that song.
I mean, when it comes to instruments, it's very simple. They have nothing extra in it. You have just the keyboards, you have electric bass, lead guitar, and drums. That's it.
It's pretty straightforward. Wait, what is Kevin playing on this?
Keys.
Okay. He's got this weird sound that he's using on it.
Imagine that with Kevin.
It's very,
I know, it sounds way busier than just those 3 instruments.
Yeah, it really does. It sounds so much more.
And I've been working all week on trying to figure out what everyone brings to this song that wrote it. I mean, I think Kevin definitely had a handle on that tag. A lot of the rest of it sounds very Steven.
Oh, I know what it is. I figured it out. Never mind.
Never mind.
All of that build up and it.
No. You went through a mental breakdown.
Okay, all right. This is so dumb. But so I use this thing that I've used for years in my classes. It wasn't from the kids' station. I was like, what is this from? And there's this stupid video on YouTube called The Rhythm Cafe. And just listen for a second. So he gets into it, which, oh yeah, here we go. What did you want to have? What you want today? Chips, 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 tea, tea, food. It made more sense in my head. It's the dorkiest, weirdest thing, but it's like a rhythm play along, and he continues to add pieces of food, but it's like, what you order? What did you order? Da 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 da. So I hear that where I'm hearing.
I can hear it. Yeah.
Takes a lie and makes it true. I kind of hear it in there every time. Now, thank you. I've solved my own personal riddle.
It is very similar, so I could see why it would like trip in your brain.
It trips. It's tripping.
Tripped a wire.
Do you guys? Let's switch over to lyrics.
Okay.
Unless you guys have more musically that you'd like to discuss with the song.
Musically, I just like the rhythm of the lyrics. So where we're going into the lyrics, we can talk about
talk about the rhythm of the lyrics, because that is actually one of the things that I find really cool.
The rhythm of the lyrics?
Or just the lyrics.
This is the like rhythm of the lyrics.
I know. Let's see. So it's hard to talk about the rhythm of the lyrics without talking about the lyrics in like a vacuum, but so I think it's again kind of programmatic in terms of it's very kind of like jazzed up and anticipated and high energy, which makes sense if you subscribe to the theory that this is about I mean, I guess it's not a theory because Steven said on his live from home that I shared with you, Tracy, about the whole like media, and I just kind of can buy into what they're selling without questioning it. So it kind of reminds me of like the energy that you get when it's you're watching your daily news or whatever, and they come on with their theme song or something, so it's kind of like hyped up and going so fast you can't quite catch all the details sometimes.
I was gonna say very subliminal almost.
Yeah. In terms of like the music of like a newscast or something, and just the information is just so much. It's repetitive, but so much and so fast that you just kind of like your brain just kind of like glazes over, and you're like trying to absorb what you're hearing. But
No.
I totally agree. Do you think this is Steven's try to get back at Ed for his ability to mix up with the fast rhymes?
Oh yeah,
He's like,
I got
"That's
this.
it, Ed."
Watch this.
I mean, I think this is about as fast as Steven does rhyme, or as fast as I have heard him rhyme. So,
and the rhyming it's not just the speed of the lyrics, the rhyming happens quickly too. The fear we adhere to appears to like boom, 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 boom. Like I'm gonna hit
homonyms,
I'm gonna hit you with like 5 rhymes in the next 3 seconds. How do you feel about that?
Right. How you like that?
I'm getting sleepy.
Yeah,
and that's what I love that line. The fear we adhere to appears to be steering our ears to where we only hearing lies. I'm like, holy cow.
Yeah.
And if you slow it down and just read it, it's a clear sentence. It's not just 1 week. It's actually makes sense.
What's interesting too is the melodic contour, which is the shape of the melody, is like going up a hill and falling off a cliff every time. Enough is enough is enough again. It's like going up that first roller coaster, like where you're going up the top and then you're down. And then he said, I called your bluff because you think you're so tough because you can make enemies out of friends. Like it just, it's these cascading mountain, like he climbs the mountain and then falls off the cliff.
I love that. Yeah.
Which is really interesting because this is kind of like a power kind of lyric as far as I'm in control, like, of the situation. Yeah, interesting.
The rhythm of this is just so catchy. I mean, it's hard to keep up with. It's hard to understand and listen to, but it is so catchy that you just want to keep going with it. And I think
and repetitive over and over and over.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So the repetitive makes it kind of simple in a sense because you know what the words are, but then it's like, how many repetitions do you do before you go to the next line?
Exactly. Yeah, because you've got the
combination.
Enough is enough is enough is enough. Then you over and over and over and over. Fact is a fact is a fact is a fact is a fact. Nearer and nearer and nearer and nearer. Like it's like it's so they're almost like tumbling over each other.
But that repetition also. But that repetition also is very programmatic in itself, in that, I mean, what is the line that we keep coming back to? Repetition of suspicion takes a lie and makes it true. What do we have as the first line of every single verse? Something that repeats over and over and over again. I really like that
your brain just buckles and says, okay, that's true, I guess.
Yeah.
I've heard it enough.
You almost stop listening for a second when he starts switching to that next line because you know what you've been hearing, and now you're like, oh no, now I got lyrics and they're coming at me fast. Holy cow.
I
better just take this as true.
I can't process it.
But this is like in an argument. You got words to say, Percy. If somebody keeps throwing stuff at you, you're like, okay, fine. Yes, I understand. Like, on a personal side note, my husband does all the cooking in our house. And he will occasionally need something from the dishwasher, but I'm the one that cleans the kitchen and loads and empties the dishwasher for the most part. But if he can't find something, he's always like, what kind of idiot loaded this dishwasher? And every time I've said this a million times, please don't put this here. But it's like, and so I'll be like, okay, yep, sorry. Yep. No, I understand. Yep. Thank you. But I go into that place, and it reminds me of this song because it's like, enough is enough is, and then yes. Like, yep, I understand.
Yeah, I give in.
I give in, right? I give mercy. Because it's like, I'm getting sleepy. I'm in your command. Like, whatever you say, I'm going to, okay, no problem. Whatever. Whatever. Whatevs. You do you, boo.
This is one of the things that they got hit on so hard in between this album and the next, which is being so political. Because yes, this is very much not as much as the other songs where it can be very obvious what they're singing about. This is, when you look at it, a reprimand of the Bush administration and of the media putting out there all of the lies about the war. And the way that it went about, a fact is a fact is a fact, you misunderstand. I'm not going to keep saying the words over and over again. The whole point is that the facts can be warped, and that's exactly what's been happening for the last 10 years, as well as what happened back during Bush and what happened back during Clinton. I mean, the famous Clinton line is a perfect example. It depends on what the meaning of the word is. Like,
and that goes with every politician, every grief line, especially now in the age of an election. There's nobody, like, you could show somebody the video of you doing, like the guy the senator or congressman that opened the door, the escape door, the fire door, and was like, no, I thought it was, and they have him on video taking the sign down and then opening the door. It's like, we have you right here. This is the fact right here. And
well, no, the fact is this.
But if
you misunderstood that.
But if you question anything, then you're asked to take it back or apologize, or, you're canceled, or what, all of those things. So, or you face a reprimand. But wait a minute, but I've got the information right here, but I'm the bad guy. Wait a minute, that's not okay. So it doesn't matter what side you're on or who you're, like, it's a mess. It's been a mess we could go all the way back to, hundreds of years ago, and this could still apply. Like, I have a picture, I have a cave drawing of you smacking that dinosaur in the face. But then the last section of nearer and nearer and nearer to our demise, the fear we adhere to appears to be steering our ears to where we're only hearing lies. So
we can't even say it when it's slow.
I know, I can't. We're more willing to listen to the inaccurate information because it's being given to us so much. So that our ears are adjusted to, we're only hearing the lies that you're telling us.
Well, and on top of that, and what it's saying, which is, it's true from a psychological point of view, our fear will allow us to hear what we want to hear in order to connect that in with what we already believe, to avoid the fear of what we don't want.
Well, and the whole idea of repetition of your suspicion doesn't mean that it's true, but because we repeat it so much and we hear it so much, it takes that lie and makes it true, which is why, like, I tell my student teachers and my teaching students all the time, I'm like, don't do anything that could get you in the paper, because even if it's a complete bald-faced lie, you're on the front page of the paper, like, music teacher arrested for DUI, or arrested for whatever, or accused of whatever. Even if that's completely untrue, that becomes page 8 instead of the front page. So nobody's going to see that retraction. And the more it gets repeated in the media and on every news cycle and pops up on your Facebook news feeds from every, not even real news articles, then you're like, oh, well, he must have done that.
Yes.
It's everywhere. And then once it's proven wrong, you don't hear anything like that anymore. So it's scary that line right there, repetition of suspicion, takes a lie and makes it true. Like, I could tell everybody that Betsy, she deals llamas on the side. She's got a private llama business.
I knew it.
I'm going to have to correct you there. It's actually They're actually llama doodles, and they're designer
Oh,
queen.
right. She's got an designer llama doodle business, and that's and
I'm gonna have to make
people
that happen now.
they wouldn't even go to your house and check it out. They'd be like, "Oh, well, obviously you heard this," and then the next thing you know, like what the heck? Because
I'm a credentialed llama doodle breeder. What's so confusing?
well, even when we were in school, right? Like, oh, well, Betsy, she does this. And then it goes around the gossip mill, and everybody thinks that whatever has been said inaccurately about you is completely true, which is bullcrap.
Well, and let's prove this right now. If you ask most people on the street right now, why did we go to war in 1991? What would they say? Or what? If you ask them why did we go to war in 2001? What would they say?
Well, I think it depends. I think some people would say that it was because the war was declared on us with the Twin Towers and the Pentagon, and some would say that because there was a claim of weapons of mass destruction, even though they found none. But in essence,
and weapons of mass destruction were, like you said, they were never found. All that was said was this repeated lie of we're going to war from weapons of mass destruction. It's weapons of mass destruction. Well,
but the fear behind it is enough to make you want to cling to any information that seems to make sense.
Yep. And the lie of Saddam is responsible for 9/11. And that lie has been proven wrong every single step of the way as well.
Now, granted, he did do some pretty bad shit. So,
he was a pretty evil person. Don't get me wrong.
But thinking about even modern, like now, what are we getting out of when Russia started? When Russia invaded Ukraine, we were getting all kinds of very interesting, propaganda, and you can't what's true and what's not true, and we're getting the same thing with Israel and Gaza right now, and what's really true and what we're trying to, it's so hard to dig through all of this stuff to find out the answer, because everybody wants the TikTok soundbite, everybody wants the quick, well, obviously this is true. But now with AI, we can make pictures do anything. We can make news articles look real. We can make it look like Santa Claus just, bombed Iraq, and everybody like, oh my God, he is real. Because we can make so many people
sound crazy.
We all believe that there's a dog that was found on the side of the road, and we are desperately seeking its owner, and they're chipped, and please bump this post. I'm like, this is a scam. And anybody that shares this, have you seen those, Betsy? Where it's like, found this little baby on the side of the road. He's chipped. We're looking for his owner. I'm like,
yeah, all the time.
He's chipped.
But the bump the post, I haven't heard for a while.
It says please bump. So and I'm like,
bump.
And people are still putting out there and believing this, because the more they see it, they're like, even though they're like, wow, that's the same exact post, but a completely different dog, and.
Well, and to bring it even closer to home, the lies of the election was stolen. Like, that lie has been said so many times, and it's been proven wrong so many times, but it continues to be put out there. Why? Because certain officials know that the more that they say a lie, the more people are going to believe it.
Well,
it's proven to work. So,
and I do think that some people, no matter what, will believe what they want to believe, and don't get me wrong, there's corruption everywhere, and I don't think anybody is clean of anything. I don't trust government. Oh wait, don't come hunting for me. My name is Betsy, and.
I breed llama doodles.
And I breed llama doodles. But the problem is especially, like, there are some people that absolutely believe the rhetoric that is being fed to them, and they don't know how to dig for the true information, look for the real facts as much as you can find them, really dig and learn for yourself and make your own opinion, because there's so much garbage out there. And especially with social media, it's made it worse, because then we have all of these heads in TikTok that are just floating around and pontificating on what their thoughts are, which, like, well, what do you have? Where's your sources? What do you like? And there's so much garbage out there. How do you filter out all of the crap, which to make sure you're making a conclusion based on information and not just feelings? So, like, it's really hard. Because I do a unit with my American History Through Music kids on Kent State, for example. And if you look at it from just the view of the college kids, you get one view. If you look at it just for what you're getting information from the people that lived in Kent, or people that lived in the surrounding communities, then you get another one. If you talk to some of the National Guard members, you're getting another story, because everybody's looking at it through a different set of eyes and lenses. So, and even if you've got video or exact, like exactly what happened, there's still more to the story. So really, but nobody wants to do that digging to really find out. And they want the easy answer. And well, if so-and-so, I wish we still had the days of Walter Cronkite, because you could believe in Walter. Did anyone not believe Walter Cronkite? But the news is not the news anymore. The news is a bunch of people just sitting around and editorializing and talking about their thoughts about the news. It's not the facts of the news. So it's hard.
Well, and it's very 1984 in that the news has become very much political in itself, and it's there to create fear. It's there to create numbers and to create watching. And the fear is there to control us, and it's the greatest way to control us. And it's one of the fears that they use that Steve that BNL points out in the song is us versus them. You're either with us or against us. The line is in the sand. That mentality divides the populace and then makes it so we're fighting each other rather than the true.
What happened recently up in your neck of the woods? That was all over the news like crazy for hours and hours. And there were so many rumors about what was going on and what was happening. And there were videos that were up on YouTube and on Twitter and stuff that showed this guy being taken down in the middle of a street in Lewiston by cops, and everybody's like, "Oh, they caught the guy." And I was like, "But that wasn't the real thing. That wasn't the guy. That wasn't the cops. That wasn't the story." But it went everywhere really fast, because that was the information that people clung on to, because they were like, "Oh, it must be true because it's there."
To what next? And
then so many people, we're locked in our houses. These people didn't even live in your area. They were posting like they were Mainers in that area.
Oh, really?
And it was like, you don't even live there. What are you talking about? But it's about attention too. If you've got the soapbox.
Now there is.
So I just put something in the messenger chat.
I noticed
that you might want to check out. It's funny. It's kind of anecdotal. So if you have actual valid points, you can voice them now. I just thought it was funny how off the mark this assessment.
Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, I did read this. You're right. It's so bad.
Did you read it?
It's almost like it was written by AI.
It's so bad. It's about positivity. Yeah, really it was. Did you even listen to this song? It's crazy.
I will put this up for people to read, but oh my gosh, it is so off.
It inspires their audience, and this track is a testament to that intention.
I know.
The quest for happiness.
A joyful and positive mindset. It suggests that when one embraces a mindset of positivity, all they will hear is positive affirmations. What? Smoke it.
And they have stuff in quotes, but it's just like
what does the line "all you hear is yes, yes, yes" mean? that's not a line in the song.
I know.
Are they reviewing a different yes, yes, yes that we don't know about?
Yeah, then they say it's by Bare Naked Ladies.
Is there a deeper meaning? Yeah, it's not anywhere
There are
close.
different Bare Naked Ladies that wrote a different yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh man.
Oh my gosh. I am totally going to put this into our notes for this week so people can read that because this is absurd.
It made the notes. Yes.
Oh my gosh, it's hilarious.
I have no idea. Was there something specific do you think he meant about the whole Atlanta thing?
Okay.
I'm in Atlanta.
I don't know. Let's hold this for a second for Betsy to come back because I will say that I am as stumped, and that was my only trouble with Tracy this week. Is I'll admit I don't understand what that line means. The only thing that I could think of is the kind of like you're living there and I'm only in a band, so my point's not valid because I'm only in a band and you're right there, so you must know more than me.
No. Unless there's something that happened in Atlanta that kicked things off. I don't know.
I didn't
but it just seems oddly specific.
I mean, the only thing I could think of was the Olympics bombing, but that was years
earlier.
Before that.
Unless that's the time they wrote the song, but I mean,
it was 10 years before that. So I can't imagine that he would pull that in, but I can't think what else it would be.
It's been brewing the whole time.
Heidi, we were just talking about the Atlanta line.
Yeah, what is that Atlanta line about?
Yeah, don't know.
Stephen, we know you want to let you listen. Come on the show.
Well, CNN's in Atlanta.
Question. Oh.
What? CNN headquarters is in Atlanta.
Okay.
Oh.
And at that time, CNN was the network for news. Like it was.
Today
we got to remember we have MSNBC,
Baghdad Bob, and remember all that?
That's right.
What is that? What'd you say about Baghdad? What?
Okay, so there was this guy. They called him Baghdad Bob.
No, I've never heard of that. It's catchy.
So people might not know and probably don't remember this far back if otherwise. But
you're old.
Baghdad Bob was the information minister for Iraq, and he was very colorful. And during the war, like they called him Baghdad because he was he had a very colorful way of speaking. In fact, he actually, but he was the spokesman for the Arabian Party, whatever it was. So Saddam Hussein's government.
Oh, okay.
I think you're right that it might be about CNN. Reading the lines before that, though, like the experts concur that we're sure it occurred. We infer the sword is mightier than the pen. Where you are in Atlanta, I am in a band. Once again, like the I am in a band thing is
that makes so much sense though, because you have the pen, like you control what is written, or let's because it used to be the press, so let's call the pen the press. Whereas I'm just in a band, but what power do we have as a band to spread a message? Oh wow, I could have been onto something there.
I think you're absolutely onto something because back then CNN was the source of news. Like when it came to anything 24, they were the first 24 hours news station.
News network, right?
Yeah. They were the first 24-hour news network. Like that's where you went to if you wanted just news.
2 a.m.
And they were also the start of this, like, we've got to find time to fill. We're doing 24 hours of news now instead of just 2 half-hour shows of news. What are we going to do with this 24 hours? And some of that fill was repetition of suspicion without actually having proof behind any of it, which is when things started to take off and go south around, well, I think this might be going on. This hasn't been confirmed yet, but that's a really good point, Heidi. Thank you.
You connected the Atlanta lyric That was.
I mean, I could be wrong, but I'm.
Ma. No, I think
that
that's
might be
it.
You're the most right of
I think that's
of
right.
any point of research that we've been at.
I think that could be.
I think I'd run with that.
Well, let's give some numbers to this. I'm going to hand it over. I like what you said, Betsy, that let's go with how many llama doodles. Because llama doodles are a real thing. And I want everyone to know that llama doodles are a real thing. And
yes. Well, media said so. So
exactly.
Buy my llama doodles on Craigslist.
You want the actual real for live llama doodle fur that Betsy is selling.
It's hypoallergenic.
Wow, yeah. Probably super soft and cozy too.
That's much better than hyperallergenic.
Yes, I so believed for a second, so I actually just went up and looked for a llama doodle. I was like, that would mean that a llama had relations with a poodle. And that'd be weird.
And it survived.
That's a video I don't want.
I was like, wait, is llama doodle a real thing? Can you do that?
See, that's why it fits so well.
So again, perfect.
People will believe anything.
I'm gonna start getting calls. Hey, Betsy, I'd like to get a llama doodle. Can you get one of those llama?
Yeah. Do you want an apricot or a tricolor, or would you like a party llama doodle?
Ooh, party llama doodle. And then you send them a picture of a llama. Like you just doodle out a llama on a piece of like paper.
Oh my god. So much potential there.
So much.
I'm gonna be a bazillionaire.
You could sell like llama doodle black market for like $600 a llama doodle. No, you should go $2,000 for a llama doodle.
Tracy's trying to write us. Tracy, you should know better.
Well, before you become rich, Betsy, and disappear like Jeff.
Yeah. Bye.
Would you like to tell us how many llama doodles you think this song is worth?
Well, I think my score has gone up a little bit with kind of figuring out a little better the true message of the song, I guess. So initially I was thinking, well, you know, it's clever lyrics, it's catchy, it's you know, they put a lot, it seems like they put a lot of work and intellect into here, but so I was thinking 3.5, but with our Atlanta connection, and it's
Delta is the Atlanta connection.
They just have the most clever way of saying what they need to say in a semi kind of disguised way, but also, again, peeling back the layers like they always do. It's there's more and more, you know, material there, more and more depth there. So I think I would give it a 3.75.
3.75. And by the way, Delta is the Atlanta connection.
Oh, I thought it was CNN.
No.
Wait, the news is changing.
No, the hub at the Atlanta airport is the Delta hub.
Delta, can I help you?
I don't know.
Maybe Heidi can help us.
I'd hate to say 3/4 of a llama doodle. I didn't know if it's just missing its head or
You took the tail off.
a leg and a tail.
You shaved it.
Okay.
You shaved the llama doodle.
Llama doodle.
Yeah.
So for me, I really do love this. This is kind of a jam. It's catchy. It's a beat. It's bizarre. Like the rhyme scheme gets me every time. I am going to give this a 4 llama doodles.
4 llama doodles. All right. So she's not going to shave the llama doodles. They're staying just as they are.
I like my llama doodles just the way they are.
Yep.
Well, I love
That's
this song. I love it when BNL gets political. I know they get a lot of flack for it, which led to a lot of songs on the next album. For example, Angry People. But this is just one of the things that I come to BNL for. And no one does it better than BNL.
Nobody does
it better.
So for me, this is almost a perfect song. I can't quite put it up there for that, so I'm going to give it a 4.75.
Nice.
Nice. Very nice.
Yeah, I love this song. I don't know why they took it off the album.
I don't know either.
It was already recorded. Just put it out there.
Yeah, mix it and put it out. Or did they not mix it?
They
Did you say?
As I understand it, they didn't mix it.
Oh.
This song pointed out something important, though. Politicians like to pit us against each other, with us or against us, line is in the sand. And sometimes I do feel like it's just you and me versus the world.
There it is. There it is.
So while that's next week's song, we do have to remember that we are just one blue dot. It's everything we've got. And we have to be kind to each other.
Thanks for reminding us, Tracy.
Thank you.
And we're discussing you and me versus the world, not one blue dot. We already did that one.
Yes.
Okay.
Clear.
One blue dot.
Crystal clear.
Thank you guys for joining me.
Thank you, everybody. I will be away next week, because I'm going to go to Jamaica, bud. I'm not appropriating their culture. I'm appreciating their culture.
Oh, there we
I
go.
appreciate your appreciation.
Yeah, I will appreciate their culture a lot.
To celebrate joining Pantheon Podcasts, Rock Camp, the podcast, the official podcast of Rock and Roll Fantasy Camp, is giving away a guitar signed by Mike Portnoy of Dream Theater, Marty Friedman, formerly of Megadeth, and legendary shredder Zakk Wylde, plus our rockstar counselors like Vinny Appice, Monty Pittman, and more. To enter to win, simply follow, rate, and review our podcast on your preferred platform, and that's all you have to do. For more information, go to rockcamp.com/podcast.